Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Splento's virtual roundtable discussion. Today we'll be covering the very hot topic of UK startups and government funding.
Hello everyone, I'm Anthony Rose, founder and CEO at Seed Legals. If you're doing a startup funding round, don't go to a law firm, this is the place to go.
Hi, I'm Mike Brownridge, I'm Director General of the Enterprise Investment Scheme Association. So we're the trade body for the EIS and the SEIS industry.
I'm Bruno Moraes, Country Manager of Wire UK. So we are the open innovation hub of Telefonica. We scale startups by providing business opportunities and connecting the startups with Telefonica and with our customers.
I'm Ray. I'm the founder of free.co.uk. We're in startup mode. So we launch in August to help people sell their home for free.
Hello, my name is Roman and I'm the founder and CEO of Splento. We help businesses move from offline to online by providing a range of tools and services, photography and videography tools and services.
My name is Stefan Goliath, the founder of Goliath & Co. Multifamily Office. I believe we're the first multifamily office for angel investors in the UK specifically.
What's happening for startups at the moment, we've seen a number of measures out by the government, as I call them, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, in terms of C-bills and bounce back and future fund. I'll leave Anthony to talk about that. But what we didn't see was any kind of landscape for the type of companies that we work with, and those type of companies are generally early stage, pre-revenue, often EIS and SEIS and VCT qualifying. So we felt there was a whole slew of companies, Crowdcube, Luke Lang at Crowdcube had the idea of trying to get this going. So it's kind of really trying to focus on three main areas. One is trying to ease up the landscape for funding for EIS investors and SEIS investors to be able to kind of participate at this time and invest in small startup companies, and just trying to make it generally easier for funding to get through to small companies at the time.
It's designed as a convertible loan from the government. You don't need to have revenue, you don't need to have profits, but of course to avoid anyone just putting their hands up. So there's some criteria, and the criteria are that you've raised more than £250,000 in the past. There's some speculation that it's only from VCs or something. None of that's, from what I see, is the case, as long as you can show that you've raised before April the 20th. So don't rush to close a round now, because that doesn't look like it will work. If you've raised more than 250k and it's a UK company, then in theory you're in. So the next thing is, the way it works is the government will match fund investors, and you have to find at least £125,000 of investment, and then the government will match that with its own investment.
Because we've raised on advanced subscriptions, I think I've given close to zero thought to future fund, because I think that doesn't qualify us. I'm not a fan of government handouts to basically VCs rather than actual startups. My pattern is always the same: raise as you go along. Don't just try and raise a round. Raising rounds is where people get scuppered. You're trying to do this big bang raise and it doesn't work out. It's usually in the favor of the investors. So I'm raising the valuation of my business as money comes in, because the business is being de-risked. And so there's an incentive for people to put in a check today, rather than waiting for that VC term sheet to come in.
A lot of fast-growing startups we're in 40 countries, 400 cities around the world. By nature, half of our team has always been worldwide, and no government support helps for that. So furlough wouldn't help you at all. And we're not alone. There are literally, I don't know the percentage of startups are like that, but I know as a fact that a lot of startups rely on international teams, and that means that neither of those three programs help them. So the answer is, it's never black and white, it's never straightforward, and there needs to be bigger, longer, deeper conversations. All startups are very different, and you can't just categorize them into, future fund, all startups. No, it probably will fall 5% or 10% of them. What about the rest?
Raising money is very much a relationship thing. Investors tend to invest in people, so if you can't meet people, or you find it difficult to do that at this time, it makes it incredibly difficult to raise. So we're still kind of fingers crossed that the government are going to move into action mode and out of listening mode, and we'll see where we get to over the next few days and weeks.
There's one gotcha which you should be careful of, that in the EIS legislation, that if an investor invests or gets shares without EIS, they can never get EIS in the future. So even if you persuade your investors, hey, invest 20K, if I get 6 of you, I've got my 125, the government will match it, you should be aware that they can never get EIS in future rounds. So that's a serious problem.
It's possible to take the terms as they are published today, slot in 6 months convertible time frame, and then you effectively make it EIS qualifiable. So why the government is not talking between the departments, that's quite insane to me.
If we think some years ago when it was more difficult to get investment because there was less money available, and the VCs were really testing much more and checking and being much more thorough in their investments, I think we might be in that situation that we were maybe 5 years ago. But it's still good companies, good founders, good propositions can still be funded. I think it's by no means it dried up.
And all I have left to say is that it's been an absolute pleasure to host you all. Stay safe, and until next time, goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.